So I think there's this iteration and review and focusing that builds on the experimentation, the ideas, is very much related to your own career arc. Talk a little bit about that. You started off wanting to be a musician, right?
Yeah,
What did
that's
you
right. Many years ago, yeah, I was in a band, and we really thought we had a shot. But the lead singer got signed to a recording contract, and the rest of the band didn't. And we took that as okay, we don't know where else to go with this. So I started a finance career right out of university at a big bank, and worked with that framework for a while, but really got choked up by the bureaucracy and the slow moving side of things. And one of my early career mentors said, "Hey, if you work really hard, you might make it to middle management one day." And I thought, well, you know what? It's a great career, but
middle management.
It's not where I see I want to be able to go in and have a bigger impact quicker. I like to get things done quickly. That's the mind racer, is like once the mind starts going, it's new ideas, it's things, it's this, it's that.
Yes.
It's dialing stuff in.
Yes.
And so working with early stage companies where you can collaborate and make decisions and test was just a great fit for me. And so I got lucky early in my career. A recruiter convinced me to go and work with a digital agency. He said, "I want you to go sell pay-per-click." And I thought he said paper clips. And I'm like, paper clips? And he's like, no, Google advertising, pay-per-click. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of it. Right. And, just as they're changing the rules around what they're going to advertise on today, I just saw an article about that. But way back then, it was one of the fastest growing agencies in the UK. And, I learned so much there in a fast growing agency that agency went on to sell for $100 million. Then got into another fast growing company, which was a digital signage business. And we thought it was great. I was running that as a startup project. We had hardware, we had software. We were putting this product into the lobby areas of great businesses like Lehman Brothers and all these sorts of large banks. And 2007 turned into 2008, and then all of a sudden our pipeline disappeared because they were trying to sell to banks again. And so that's how I came to the US. And the same investors I was working with had an agency project that they wanted to grow in Boston. And I had an opportunity to come and help them grow that. And that exploded. That got to 61 on the Inc. list. Then I spun another agency out of that and built that to the point where it just didn't need me anymore. And so I sort of lost interest at that point. And I was like, okay, well, I need to go and do something new. So I went traveling and didn't find myself. Many people go traveling to go and find themselves, and I found myself on a beach in Australia a bit bored, thinking, well, what can I do next? And that's where Mindracer Consulting came from. Initially, it was to go out and work with a bunch of early stage companies and see where there was a project where I could dive in and add value. And that's where I began refining this process. I kept hopping in and helping. And so that's where the 4Rs came from, is really baking in those things that I kept doing early that helped businesses win large clients, help businesses win early clients, help them step up to the next stage. And so that's brings us to where we are today. It's been a really interesting mission. And our BHAG is to help 1,000 businesses reach the next level of maturity by the end of 2025. So